The National Youth Parliament is ramping efforts to hold its first ever national youth election aimed at fostering youth participation in decision-making processes across the Gambia. According to the NYP bylaws, an electoral cycle must be conducted every 3 years. However, this has not been consistently upheld in previous years. The upcoming election marks a significant milestone in restoring the democratic commitment. Nationwide preparations are underway, and the NYP's Electoral Committee received over 176 nomination forms. After a thorough vetting process, 146 candidates have been approved to contest. Baukar Nyang, chairman of the NYP Election Committee, shared key statistics from the nomination process.
Out of the 176 forms issued, 149 were filled and duly submitted by the candidates. On the 149 forms submitted, 146 candidates were duly qualified and accepted to contest, while 3 candidates were disqualified for the following reason. One of the candidates was found to have submitted an identification document that did not belong to him or her, impersonating another individual bearing the same name. This constitutes a grave breach of ethics and was dealt with decisively. 2 other candidates were disqualified for failing to submit nomination letters and for fabricating key details, including phone numbers, which undermines the trust and credibility required for public leadership. Of the 146 qualified candidates, only 23 are female, while 123 are male. A stark gender disparity that cannot go unnoticed. Regionally, the figures are as follows. West Coast region, 39 candidates filed in their nomination, of which 32 are male and 7 female. In North Bank region, 21 filed in their candidatures and 19 were male, 2 female. Kanifing municipality, 25 candidates, 16 male and 9 female. Upper River region, 16 candidates, 15 male, 1 female. Central River region, 28 candidates, 26 male, 2 female. Lower River region, 17 candidates, 16 male, 1 female. Banjul, 3 candidates, 2 male, 1 female.
Abdullah Oba, clerk of the National Youth Parliament, clarified NYP's stance on partisanship, which is strictly prohibited under the eligibility criteria.
These young people must not be affiliated openly to political parties. The idea behind that is to ensure that the National Youth Parliament is not a cake that will be shared by politicians. Because today, if young people are partisan in their constituency, they will fail to represent the interests of divergent young people within their constituency. And then political parties will look at these young people as cakes that they can just share within and among themselves. And this is why the National Youth Parliament is non-partisan, is purely for young people.
He further emphasized who is eligible to vote in the upcoming election.
You must also belong to an organized group. Young people of the Gambia constitute for over 60% of the population, and therefore it is impossible for our interests to be represented if we are not organized. That is why the National Youth Parliament is banging behind making sure that young people belong to structures that are organized, structures that are recognized, so that their representation become easier. So these are the qualifications. And another criteria is that you must not be in any conflict with the law. You must not be one person who is undergoing a trial or who has a conflict with the law. These are the requirements for one to be able to contest for the election and also for one to be able to vote.
While the NYP moves forward with this groundbreaking electoral process, it faces a host of challenges, including financial and logistical constraints.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to acknowledge that the entire process began with a zero budget. That is to say, no initial funding, no grants, no guaranteed support, just a team of dedicated young volunteers, committed members who chose sacrifice over salary and service over comfort. We faced technical challenges, logistical hurdles, and slew of operational roadblocks, yet we pressed on. Because we believe that democracy should not be postponed due to financial challenges, the will to lead must be stronger than the challenges we face.
This national youth election is entirely youth-led, from planning and coordination to management and implementation, a remarkable achievement for Gambian youth. Unlike general elections in the Gambia, which use a marble voting system, the NYP will introduce a paper ballot system due to its cost effectiveness. The official electoral calendar is expected to be published soon. For Voice Out Digital News, I am Abdullah Dawa.